Hey, what's going on guys? Arekkz here, and today this is incredibly exciting. What you are seeing in the background right now is, technically speaking, the first PS5 gameplay. I mean, so I say first, technically they showed like an ever so small snippet of Godfall, so you could say that was the first, but basically, up until now, we haven't actually seen a lot of next-gen gameplay. We've seen a lot of cinematic trailers, and of course, if you saw the recent Xbox showing, it was kind of gameplay in quotes. It wasn't really actual gameplay, but this just dropped as part of the Summer Games Fest. They also uploaded it on the Unreal Engine YouTube channel, and they basically gave a little kind of developer walkthrough of gameplay that they said is running on the PS5. Now, obviously I didn't get to see the PS5, but I'm going to take their word for it. They're telling us this is running on the PS5, and they walk through this area and it looks fantastic. I don't know whether this is actually a real game or whether this is purely for a tech demo. I hope it's a game because it looks really cool. Like when you actually sort of see it in motion, elements of it look very sort of Tomb Raider, Uncharted-esque, but then when they get out into the open world, it almost looks like Prince of Persia elements with some sort of like anime flying. Honestly, I want to play this. It looks really cool. But what's more impressive are the visuals. They start going through talking about all the technical stuff. In a minute, I'm just going to let it play out so you guys can listen to the developers because obviously they know far more than I do. But principally, they're talking about, you know, all the different triangles, all the different kind of rendering options, the lighting options. But what just strikes me, even, you know, putting all the technical stuff to one side, visually, this is just spectacular. Like, you walk through these environments, you see the lighting, you see the detail in the models. Like, some of the stuff they said is just able to be directly imported from the modeling software, so you can have some really high quality models. And then when they get to the end of the demo, which you'll see, and they walk into the outside and you see the horizon, honestly, this is breathtaking. This is the kind of stuff you expect to see when they talk about showing the next generation. This is the kind of stuff you expect to see when they're like, yeah, this is why we're changing to a new console. This is why we're stepping it up a gen, because now this is possible. This is very cool. Anyway, that's enough from me for the time being. I'm gonna let this play out so you guys can watch it, but definitely let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of this. Let me know if you guys are, you know, excited for this prospect, if you would play this as a game, and more importantly, let me know what else you are hoping to see soon. Because, I mean, you know, rumors are the PlayStation event is not too far away, so we may be getting to see a lot more very soon, but for the time being, if this is anything to go by, next gen's going to be pretty exciting.
Here is the future of Unreal Engine running live on a PlayStation 5.
Awesome. Let's take a look at it.
This has to be the right way.
Before we continue, let's stop a moment and take a look at some of the key features of this demo. Much of what you see was built with Quixel Megascan assets, but instead of using the game versions, we used the cinematic versions, which would typically only be used in film. There are around 1 million triangles each, and thanks to virtual texturing, they all use 8K textures as well. NANITE can render an insane number of triangles very quickly. There are over 1 billion triangles of source geometry in each frame that NANITE crunches down losslessly to around 20 million drawn triangles. What does that many triangles look like? This isn't noise. These are the triangles, each a different color. Most are so small that they look like noise. NANITE achieves detail down to the pixel, which means triangles are often the size of pixels. This amount of geometric detail requires shadows to be pixel accurate as well, and NANITE can do that too. Speaking of lighting, all of the lighting in this demo is completely dynamic, with the power of Lumen that even includes multi-bounce global illumination. No light maps, no baking here. Without GI, all of that beautiful lighting is gone. With Lumen enabled, we can move the light and the bounce changes instantly. Okay, let's keep going. We've made some great additions to our audio system as well. Convolution Reverb allows us to measure reverberation characteristics of real spaces, like actual caves that we sampled, and reproduce them in virtual spaces. Sound field rendering allows us to record and playback spatialized audio. All of this adds up to a more immersive experience. This swarm of bats was created with our Niagara Effects system. Particles in Niagara can now talk to one another and understand their environment like never before. We've also added a ton of new functionality to run fluid simulations like you see in the water below. The demo runs on our chaos physics system. Here we are using it to accurately simulate the rigid bodies of the falling rocks and the cloth of her scarf. Now that the environment is so complex, we've needed to greatly improve our animation systems to adapt. We've added predictive foot placement and motion warping, which dynamically modifies IK and body position to look more natural. For the character to more realistically interact with the environment, we've added the ability to trigger seamless contextual animation events, like her hand on the door.
Looks promising.
Dynamic GI is amazing, not just for speeding up iteration, but also for its impact on gameplay.
Nice.
Any light source can move while still having beautiful bounce lighting. Dynamic illumination means specular as well, which you can see on all the metal surfaces. You can even see the Niagara-powered bugs reacting to the light. Lumen not only reacts to moving light sources, but also changes in geometry. Remember we mentioned high poly assets? This statue was imported directly from ZBrush and is more than 33 million triangles. No baking of normal maps, no authored LODs. And we can do more than a single statue. There are nearly 500 of that exact statue at the same detail level placed in this room, for a total of over 16 billion triangles from statues alone. Over this entire demo, there are hundreds of billions of triangles. So with NANITE, you have limitless geometry, and with Lumen, you have fully dynamic lighting and global illumination, all running on a PlayStation 5.
There's not much time left.
And this doesn't need to be constrained to small rooms. It can stretch all the way to the horizon.
The portal, it's open. Don't fail me now. Time to see what's next.
I really hope you guys enjoyed that video. Remember to hit that subscribe button and also click on the little bell icon to turn on notifications so you don't miss my next upload. Also, don't forget you can check out TwoSixNine and Paradise Central streaming over on Twitch 6 days a week. You can find a link to the multi-stream in the description box down below. Be sure to drop by and get involved. Thanks again for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.